I'm ready. Thank you for waiting, guys.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for being here.
Everybody's all set?
Yep.
Okay, Armin, whenever you're ready.
Good morning. I'm Armin Budimlich, Executive Director of Intercultural Mutual Assistance Association, or IMAA for short. Standing before you today is a group of nonprofits who are helping our community in the face of a period of heightened fear, disruption, and financial instability affecting parts of the community. We are part of a coalition organizing a community response to this moment. We understand there's a lot of confusion, and we are here to help. Our organizations are long-standing, trusted, and embedded in this community. Over the last few weeks, we have seen impressive grassroots efforts spring up to support families in need. This has been inspiring to see. However, the reality we are facing is difficult. In recent weeks, many families have reported avoiding routine activities like going to work, taking children to school, or attending medical appointments out of concerns for their own safety. At IMAA, our mission is clear: building bridges between cultures through service, education, and access. Since 1984, we have worked alongside new Americans in Minnesota, honoring the strength, resilience, and vitality they bring to our community. Today, as families across our region face heightened uncertainty and barriers to meeting basic needs, we stand firmly with our community members. We affirm that your presence matters, your safety matters, and your well-being matters. We are here today to help spread the word on both how to give help and how to get help. Starting with Family Promise's new Hope at Home Fund, I'll pass it off to Carrie.
Thanks, Armin. Hi, I'm Carrie Masho, the Executive Director of Family Promise Rochester. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping families with children experiencing homelessness or housing instability. To address urgent needs resulting from the repercussions of increased federal immigration operation across Minnesota, community partners in Southeast Minnesota have launched the Hope at Home Fund. This is a coordinated effort designed to help families with children stay housed during a time of uncertainty. We know that people with legal status are staying home out of fear now. And we know that when parents miss work, they lose income. And when income is lost, rent goes unpaid. We have seen that many households in our community are unable to pay February rent. And without timely support, March is expected to be even more challenging. And even if immediate danger for families lessens, they won't be able to bounce back from 2 months of missed work overnight. The message we want to share today is simple. Families should not be homeless, and kids should not go hungry. The Hope at Home Fund was created in direct response to what families and frontline partners are experiencing. It is designed to provide short-term housing stabilization support, specifically rental assistance, utility support, and landlord mediation. This is for families with children who are currently housed but are facing an imminent risk of eviction due to these recent disruptions. Family Promise Rochester is serving as the coordinating partner. We have decades of experience in eviction prevention, working alongside landlords, schools, and faith communities. We know that housing stability is closely connected to school attendance and workforce participation. This fund is about giving dignity to those who need help, and it is about giving our community members who want to help a way to do so quickly. This fund does not share personal information and keeps the information anyone shares confidential. Just yesterday, we sent out the first $30,000 in assistance to 33 families. We are working fast and prioritizing the most urgent requests. If you are a community member asking how you can help right now, our request is specific. Please donate to the Hope at Home Fund. Your financial contributions will go directly towards paying rent and utilities for families who have been unable to work. You can find information on how to donate at our website, fprochestermn.org/hopeathome. We are here to stabilize the community. We are here to ensure families in our community stay together, and stay housed, because every child deserves a home.
Thank you, Carrie. I'm Virginia Witherspoon, and I'm the Executive Director at Channel 1 Regional Food Bank. We have both a food bank that delivers to partner food shelves across Southeast Minnesota and one of the largest food shelves in the state on site. Channel 1 operates on a fundamental community-driven promise that no one in our region should go hungry. As a nonprofit responding to the economic pressures facing working families, we provide food to anyone who walks through our doors based solely on immediate need. We do not check identification, and we never have. However, we know the current environment has created an atmosphere of fear. We know there are families in Rochester today who are hungry, but who are afraid to leave their homes to access the food they need. To ensure we can effectively support our community in times of crisis, our food bank must remain a safe, neutral place, focused exclusively on the charitable act of feeding people. We are taking action to stabilize our community. It's our duty to feed families and children. We are asking the community to step up and help us bridge this gap, and here's how you can help. First, as Carrie mentioned, donate to Family Promise to keep families housed. Second, if you want to ensure people are fed, you can volunteer at Channel 1. We need community members who can box up food and help out on the food shelf and food bank. You can sign up right online at our website. If you know a family, a coworker, or household on your block that is avoiding public spaces, offer to be their shopper. You can also come to Channel 1 and pick up the food they need and bring it to them. We are here to direct community members who are asking how to help. Being that bridge, getting food to people that needs it, is the most impactful thing you can do right now. We are working with trusted community organizations that have close ties to the immigrant community to make sure this food reaches the plates of the children that need it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Phil Wheeler. I'm the current board chair of the Southeastern Minnesota Interfaith Immigrant Legal Defense, or SMILD, SMIILD.org. Our mission is to ensure that professional immigration legal services are available to those who live or work in the 11-county area of Southeastern Minnesota. I'm here today because I believe that our community needs to be stabilized and families need to be restored. The recent surge in ICE arrests, coupled with the practice of immediately transferring detainees from Fort Snelling to Texas, and the suspension of habeas corpus for immigration cases by the Fifth Circuit Court in Texas, has resulted in our having a window of only 24 to 48 hours to file legal protections while detainees are still here in Minnesota or in transit. For the families affected, it's a crisis. In response, earlier this week, our board took emergency action voting to dedicate up to $30,000 for rapid habeas corpus defense. To meet this ongoing challenge, we collaborate with a consortium of law firms to provide habeas representation within hours of an arrest. We also collaborate with a network of community organizations to identify who has been arrested. It is important to note that the cost of habeas representation is in addition to the costs we've been incurring, the normal costs we pay for representation in immigration court. I want to be very clear, our efforts do not circumvent immigration law, but they do ensure that it is applied equitably, regardless of income. Without our intervention, we face a permanent fracturing of our community and our families, and more importantly, lasting trauma for children separated from their parents. By acting quickly, we mitigate that trauma and uphold the values of our legal system and our Constitution. Our resources are finite. Habeas filings can cost up to $4,000 each, which means our emergency fund may cover only about 1 week of arrests at the current rate. We have also a backlog of 60 arrests that have happened just since January 1st. So today we are asking for your help to sustain our work. First, support the Hope at Home Fund through Family Promise to keep families in their homes. Second, consider volunteering with Channel 1 to ensure that no child goes hungry. And third, consider donating to SMILD to fund the legal expertise keeping families in our community intact. Help us ensure that justice in southeastern Minnesota isn't a privilege reserved only for those who can afford it. Thank you. I think we're open for questions.
Are these services going to continue after Operation Metro Surge ends?
So like I said earlier, even with the announcement, and I think some cautious optimism by a lot of folks that the current surge is going to end, families can't bounce back from missing 2 months or more of income just overnight. If folks still aren't working now, those March rent payments are going to come due very quickly. So absolutely, we want to keep this work going and keep supporting people while they need it. But ultimately, that's going to depend on the generosity of the community to keep the funds available and to make sure that we can serve all the families who need it.
And just to add, our legal support efforts have been going on since 2019. They're not going to go away. In fact, the 60-person backlog means we have substantially more cases to handle than we've had in previous years.
And is there a goal that you guys are trying to reach, or maybe a figure that you guys are trying to reach to support families?
I can't speak for the others, but at least for the Hope at Home Fund, without knowing exactly how many families are affected, we suspect that we'll need upwards of $500,000 in order to just pay February rent for folks who need it. So again, March is over and beyond that. But again, the applications are coming in quickly, and we're trying to get the funds out just as quickly. So the early contributions and commitments really matter.
Right, and how are you guys deciding how much each family gets or each person gets funding wise?
So at the end of the day, we're really working to prevent evictions. And so sometimes that's a partial rent payment because a family has savings to cover the rest, and sometimes that is rent and utilities. So it really varies depending on the family. We are verifying those amounts through either our community partners or with the landlords and service providers themselves. But the amounts really depend on the family's need and what is going to keep that family housed.
And I wouldn't want to say qualify, but what qualifies a person to be a part of this program and receive funding?
Sure. So without having the eligibility criteria exactly in front of me, it is for families with at least one child in the home in southeast Minnesota, so even outside of Olmsted County. And they need to have had stable income prior to this disruption and been stably housed, and then now have a need in terms of their rent or their utilities.
I think I'm good for questions. Do you guys have any?
I was going to say, aside from volunteer efforts, the Hope at Home efforts, and of course Smiles efforts, what other community needs are you identifying with all of this happening? Are there other things that Rochester area nonprofits are looking to tackle in terms of supporting people who are affected by the ongoing surge?
I think there's a variety of community needs, just as we have a variety of community members. However, part of our message here today is that these are really the top 3 needs that those communities most affected have identified. They have said we need to ensure that we can get food and we can get it delivered to us safely. We need to be able to stay in our houses and pay our rent, and we need that legal support if a family member or loved one is picked up or detained.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Cool. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for being here.
Should we go?